Hey guys, so I finally reached back home now and I'm just showing some of the products and things I picked up while I was down the islands. So this is just some brown colored hair, extension hair for braiding. So there's this kind of ombre pattern and dark brown hair in here just for a natural braid look. These are some of the food products that we got. So there's all the curry powders and jeera and amchar masala. I like to use this a lot when I'm cooking and making certain Indian Trinidadian food. And of course we have the supplements and things for like cold and flu season. This is the ginger tea, which is very, very popular in not just Trinidad, but also Jamaica. I heard they like ginger tea in Jamaica, but we also like ginger tea too in Trinidad and Tobago. And then we have the tamarind chutneys. These are different companies. This is the Chief brand. I know the Chief brand growing up a lot. I grew up on that kind of Chief curry powder and the turmeric and all that. So my family has always kind of bought this brand, Chief. And 𝗏𝗡𝗏s as well. My family has always bought 𝗏𝗡𝗏s and also has sold, my family has also sold 𝗏𝗡𝗏s for a certain period as well. So this is a jerk seasoning from 𝗏𝗡𝗏s. And I also like Walker's Wood jerk. I don't have any here today, but I like that brand Walker's Wood jerk seasoning as well. And what else do we have? So we have these snacks, these little dried snacks here. And of course, you can't go to the islands without coming back with your duty-free of rum and your favorite alcoholic drinks. This is from the Angostura house. So we have the rum punch, we have the bitters. This is the pineapple white oak rum. This is lovely with a coconut kind of mixer, coconut syrup. I did not purchase these. These are just the Caribbean Beat magazines from the airplane. And I love these magazines. I always scroll through these and read them when I'm on flights, you know, going somewhere to the Caribbean. So they always have some great stories and touch on the culture and the lifestyles of different islands. Also the cuisine as well of different islands, the different foods of different Caribbean islands. So I love the stories and I love the way that they put together the content in these magazines. They always do a great job at putting together content and they keep things up to date and relevant. Tobago Festival. Yeah, and they do include different islands, which is good. You know, Cuba, they include the Spanish speaking islands, the French ones, Dutch, the English speaking islands. So it's a good collection. I find that they don't just focus on one particular island. So I felt like being obnoxious today and wearing my TNT t-shirt, as you can see. Yes. So here we have basically what I showed you on the table, but I'm just gonna read some of the ingredients, especially with this, the amchar masala, because I wanted to know exactly what is in amchar masala. And I am familiar with cooking Indian style Trinidadian dishes. Like I've made 𝗧𝗏𝗏 growing up, I've made 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. When I used to live in Europe, as a child, I would help my mom at the market and I would sell roti, 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, and I would help her make it. So that was like my first job. You know, I started working early and I would also make cupcakes and all that. But since we were selling a lot of just Caribbean food, mainly Trinidadian food, we also sold like sauces, we sold jerk seasoning, even like ginger tea, all kind of Caribbean stuff we sold in Europe. So yeah, I started making Trini Indian dishes early. I know how to make aloo manchana, 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. The more simple dishes, doubles, you know, roti. Anywho, so amchar masala, I don't really use amchar masala a lot, so I wanted to see what's in it. So black cumin, coriander, mustard, regular cumin, spices. Interesting. Okay, this is very strong. Very, very, very strong. But I'm a big fan of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I love 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So, and what's the other sauce again? Mango 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I love mango 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So mango 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 will be made with the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 masala. So this is just regular cumin I have here, but this is actually ground jeera, ground cumin from Trinidad. This little brand here, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 in Trinidad. So my family brought these for me because I don't live in TNT, I don't live in Trinidad. So ground jeera is basically ground cumin, in case you're confused about the names, because I realize here, you know, it says cumin here, but this isn't from Trinidad. This is from Trinidad. So saffron is basically turmeric, and as you can see, this is a nice bright yellow, But for curry powder now, curry powder is usually, you know, a blend of spices together. It's not just turmeric, it has other things in it. So let's see at the back, what does it say? It says coriander, turmeric, fenugreek, mustard, cumin, salt, fennel, chilies, celery, and other spices. Wow, that's a lot. I wasn't expecting so many ingredients in this, but that's what it says. This is traditional Madras curry powder. This has a lot of ingredients, but it smells lovely. It smells like that Madras curry powder smell, and really strong, really fragrant. This is gonna make a really nice curry. Now the duck/goat curry powder, I'm not really familiar with this because I don't really eat a lot of goats. I like beef, chicken, shrimp, like seafood, and I have to try goats, but at a proper Caribbean restaurant, you know, where they really season things well. I know Jamaicans, Trinis can do a curry goat very nicely, but I'm not sure about the other islands. So hot and spicy duck goat curry powder. How is this different to the Madras? I'm kind of curious on if there's a difference between the two. This is darker in color than this one. Madras is usually bright. It's usually bright, but I'm not too sure. Okay, this one says aniseed in it, and I don't think, yeah, the Madras does not have aniseed. They both have chili, don't they? Let me see. Yeah, they both have chilies in them. This says black cumin. This one just says regular cumin. So black cumin is something different, because black cumin is in this as well. Aniseed definitely is the different ingredient compared to the Madras. It says salt, fenugreek, turmeric, cumin, black cumin, coriander. Okay, so it's not too different to this. It does smell very strong though. If you are familiar with cooking Trini Indian dishes, you will know about 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 curry. You'll be familiar with that. So I had some fun times working at the markets and selling all these interesting food products to people that had never in their lives tried Caribbean food before. So it was very like new and special to them. And we had hot sauces as well. It was sauces and food and books, like a lot of things at our market booth. So we had Jamaican products and Trini products as well. So Walker's Wood and Matooks. So yeah, we had like so many different things. Baba Roots tonic, which was like a herbal tonic for guys. We had some Grace soup products as well. And this book, we had a Caribbean book. We had Blue Mountain coffee from Jamaica. So we sold like everything. Like we even had the tropical rhythms, like Jamaican juice for kids. Like it would change at every show, and like throughout the years we had different products and all that. But it was definitely fun, interesting times growing up and selling at those. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, we also had some people from Jamaica help us sell, and some people from Africa help us sell as well. One of my favorite products that we sold was definitely the food, like the 𝗧𝗏𝗏, the aloo pie, roti, because that was very like close to home for me. Even though I am familiar with Jamaican food, Jamaican products, I'm more like, if I had to choose between Trini food and Jamaican food, I'd probably choose Trini food, because especially when it comes to curries and all that, and when it comes to roti, I find Trinis are more accustomed to the Indian kind of dishes than Jamaica. But if I had to go for a patty, like beef patty and oxtail and those kinds of things, rice and peas, then I would go for the Jamaican restaurant. But yeah, so each island, I think, has their own kind of specialties or their own things that they're very good at, that they excel at. But I have tried Jamaican roti. It was very salty, and it wasn't my favorite. It was just too much salt in it. They had to cut back on the salt. But that was just one Jamaican restaurant. I'm sure there's other Jamaican restaurants, maybe like in New York, Queens or something, or Brooklyn, where they actually do make good roti. So I'm not knocking that at all. When it comes to roti, I like to put some pumpkin, a little bit of pumpkin, a little bit of mango and tamarind chutney in my roti for flavoring, but it changes all the time. Like sometimes I'll just want to have the roti with the nice 𝗬𝗏𝗏 skin and just the beef filling or the seafood filling or chicken filling. Like it changes, like my preference changes all the time. But I also eat hot sauce. I eat spicy food, so I like to put some hot sauce on my roti usually. When it comes to doubles, I like to put 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 and I like to put tamarind sauce as well. I like to put some tamarind. Sometimes I like to have roti with mango amchar or kuchila. But I'm down to trying other sides to put on my roti, other sides to put on my doubles as well. Everyone's different when it comes to their roti preferences or even double preferences. So what can you do with Angostura Bitters? You can do many things. You could add to lots of drinks. You could add it to food. When you're cleaning raw meats and all that, you can clean it with some lime, some salt, and even some Angostura Bitters, because it has a lot of alcohol and all that. So sometimes I would clean fish and shrimp with some lime or lemon and then a dash of Angostura Bitters. And I am making this collagen jello, so I'm gonna just add a dash of bitters just for flavoring. This is versatile. Like people use it when people use this like for colds and flu remedies. They would probably add a little dash of this maybe in a lemon and ginger drink for the throat, if you want to clear your sinuses and all that, or if you have congestion in your throat or in your nose and all that during the winter times, the winter season. Sometimes people would use this. Smells lovely. I love the smell of Angostura Bitters. Another thing I do with this is add it to any citrus juice or punches, like fruit punches. This right here is a mix of lemon and orange. So to make like a kind of a nice Trini style orange juice, you would add some bitters just for some more flavoring. You know, Trinis like to season everything, whether it's a drink or a dessert or a savory dish. Seasoning is always important. Just as important as cleaning meat, raw meat, washing chicken, washing meats and fish, and rubbing it with lemon and lime and all that kind of stuff. We also like to season even drinks and whatnot. But I mean, you don't have to add too much, just a few drops. This is a big pot. I melted down the sugar just to dilute the sour, bitter taste of the orange and the lemon. So I added some sugar, and this is gonna be a lovely, refreshing drink once I put it in the fridge. So these are the ingredients for the ginger limeade. I have some regular castor sugar here, the limes, ginger, cinnamon. This is the mason jar that's gonna go in. Then I have some apple cider vinegar, Angostura bitters, and vanilla. I'm only gonna put a little bit of dash of these. And then I have the cinnamon there, cinnamon bark, clove, ginger. I don't have that much ginger right now, so I might add a little bit of this ginger powder and a pinch of Himalayan pink salt. So I'm gonna add my ginger to a pot of hot water and let it simmer for a bit with the spices and everything else, all the other ingredients. Later on, I will add the limes. I don't like to add the limes right away, so I will add the limes last. I'm going to add the ginger pulp to the water mixture and let it boil, steep for a bit, and just stir it around in the pot. And I will add my apple cider vinegar, a little bit of vanilla extract, maybe some extra ginger powder, and my Angostura bitters. Later on, I will add my lime and my honey, because this is a ginger limeade, not just ginger juice, but ginger limeade. So it is ready. It tastes really delicious, and I'm looking forward to the detoxing benefits. So this has anti-inflammatory properties because of the ginger, and it's good for digestion. It is good for cleansing. I believe it's good for your skin as well, and thankfully it's not too sweet. I think I did well on the amount of sugar and honey I put in it, and it tastes delicious. A bit spicy as well with all the other spices like the cinnamon and clove, and the ginger is quite potent and strong. So these are some Jamaican patties, and this is the hot sauce here, wrapped in cocoa bread. Still nice and hot. I'm going to add some hot sauce to mine. The hot sauce is quite tasty, just like most Caribbean hot sauces are nice and tasty. So, add the hot sauce. And I can't wait to try it. I love patties. I am making some Rasta Pasta today. This is a vegan Rasta Pasta, dairy-free. So I will be experimenting and trying this out. Today, this is veggie stock cube, plant-based cheese and plant-based milk, the pasta, onions. This is a spicy pepper. You can use Scotch bonnet or whatever spicy pepper you have, or hot sauce. Then these are just some sweet bell peppers, green onions, garlic, a little bit of curry powder for coloring. They use Parmesan in the regular Rasta Pasta with dairy, so stuff with cream and all that, and then Parmesan. So I would be just adding a tiny bit of this for coloring to make it a little bit more yellow. Or you can use vegan cheddar or vegan Parmesan, like nutritional yeast as well, nutritional yeast. Paprika, there's jerk. So yes, I already added a little bit of salt into this. So I find the Rasta Pasta quite tasty and delicious. For me, this would be a lovely side dish next to oxtail, and you could use whatever pasta you have. This is fusilli. You could also use coconut cream or coconut milk as another like cream base for this pasta. And yeah, along with nutritional yeast as well, or whatever vegan cheese you have to make it vegan. But if you are a dairy eater, go ahead and use the dairy ingredients I mentioned earlier. So delicious.